Savage Dragon 116 from August of 2004. Powerless, it says on the bottom of the cover, where there's this red hand emitting this blue energy and a blue background with a blue masthead and one of the characters with the majority blue costume. So I believe Larson colored this. I'd be curious to hear his thoughts on the choices made there. I'd also like to ask about some of the production design. So you may have noticed last issue, but it appears permanent now, that the issue number is moved over to the upper right corner, replacing the box art of the little Savage Dragon there. So that's just been removed. And then the cover price has also moved locations from underneath the image logo to the upper right-hand corner. Also, this is printed in Canada. Printing has moved around a little bit from Korea to the US, now back to Canada. So maybe we've settled into a more permanent home. Onto the credits. Destined for greatness, we got Erik Larsen, writer-artist, Bill Crabtree, colorist, John Workman, letterer, and Josh Eckhorn has chicken in a bag and is letting it cool. Don't ask me. All right, Power Outage is the title of this one. A nice bit of narration, bringing readers up to speed, getting this story moving on media res. But as you know, we're coming off a 100-page massive issue where Angel was kidnapped by the Vicious Circle and then nearly killed during the rescue. Her mother, Jennifer, has not left her side at the hospital since the incident, and Dragon thinks it would be a good idea for the two of them to get some fresh air and go take a walk in the danger zone and beat up some freaks and mutants. Gotta love a nice double-page splash here to start off an issue of Savage Dragon. A back-to-basics approach with this issue, front-loaded with a lot of action and some good character work going on as well. Jennifer kind of nagging her husband for walking into this sucker punch with this big red freak. Caption here informs us that the United States government has requested that our heroes help clean up this hive of scum and villainy called the Danger Zone, a remnant of the savage world on the outskirts of Chicago. Maybe some prisoners need some rescuing. Jennifer is able to take out the threat, but then the Skyriders, they come flying in. Some more Savage World freaks. And Jennifer really kicking butt here, showing off what a powerhouse she is. But the couple gets separated by design, we find out, thanks to their internal monologue with these thought balloons. Jennifer using the Skyriders to get a bird's eye view of the prison. So she crash lands and recovers just in time to clobber a swarm of bad guys, then rips a gigantic door off of its hinges. Again, another display of her power. And she finds all these brainwashed prisoners who start to attack her. Meanwhile, Dragon, he's trying to fight his way towards the prison. And we get another nice double-page spread of the Red Giant, Rita Metermaid. She's apparently one of the victims of the mind control. And so she attacks Jennifer. And we get a glimpse of the brainchild there. You'll remember when we ran into him back in issue 78. It appears that he's up to his old tricks, capturing women, and the battle's not going well. Dragon's getting choked out here, and Jennifer is struggling with the giant red menace, finally knocking her out, and then smashing the brainchild repeatedly with this rock. Just brains flying everywhere. Jennifer snaps, and then with his dying breath, the brainchild looks at her all pathetic and says, "Mama." Jennifer breaks down and is just emotionally exhausted. Dragon trying to comfort her. But when they leave the scene, the press has arrived. These poor reporters, they have the Danger Zone beat. Maybe they work for the Danger Zone daily. It's a dangerous job. But anyway, Jennifer can't deal with all the lights and the cameras. Dragon is great at public relations, so this gets the attention from one Ronald Winston Urass, a politician who wants to latch on to Dragon's popularity and make him the next president of the United States of America. This is a subplot that's going to go running for a while, but back in Chicago, the press conference is wrapping up when this red-handed dude approaches our heroes from behind. And that's Negate. It's a cool use of the photo-negative color gimmick there, showing his ability to remove powers from anyone he touches, and it has an immediate effect. Jennifer nearly breaks her hand trying to punch this guy in the head, but Dragon seems unaffected. He's able to beat some information out of this punk. Turns out that he was sent by the Vicious Circle to take away their powers, but it didn't work on Dragon, which confuses the villain. Then we're back at the hospital, Jennifer mourning the loss of her powers and her ability to protect her family, but there's good news as Angel finally wakes up enough to speak and tell her mom that it'll be okay. The end. So a classic Savage Dragon comic, plenty of action, some callbacks to previous storylines, seeds planted for the future, just good stuff all around. And we're not done yet, so we got a Mighty Man, the never-ending war against evil, Chapter 8, Judge and Jury. Mark Englert on art here. Super Patriot, he's recruiting as many heroes as he can to go take down this new Mighty Man. Nurse Stevens and her fiance, they're at the meeting, but they have no power to help. So Anne has another idea. The good guys, they're all teleported to Mighty Man's hideout, but he does not seem concerned. And he just starts wiping the floor with all these guys. Meanwhile, Anne and Larry, they go to Billy Berman's apartment where they find a gun that stripped Mighty Man of her powers back in the day. So she hopes she can return the favor and use it against him. So Anne and Larry, they roll up to the compound. Mighty Man is taking a nap after beating the crap out of everyone, giving Anne the chance to fire this gun. But it doesn't work. Mighty Man then destroys the gun. And he captures Anne. He's got some bad ideas about what he'll do with her. Pops the top there. And then someone enters with a weapon and says, "Get your damn hands off of her." Next is G-Man and Skullboy, the fun hour. Though if it takes an hour to get through 12 panels, you got some problems. And that just leaves Fanatics. Larson notes the new email address, eric@savagedragon.com, the same email address he uses to this very day. Also, he notes that there was not a huge delay for this issue. So Larson just became publisher at Image Comics, replacing Jim Valentino. There was concern that the added responsibilities would delay his own monthly comic here. And he says, no sweat, man, he can do this. We'll see about that a few issues later here. Other than that, we got reaction to issue 113 and 114. Plenty of the usual suspects. We got Joey T, Gary Lau, Scotty Neatlick, and Mr. Comic Tropes again. Mr. Chris Pierce there. Finally, back cover image by Freak Force artist Vic Bridges, colored by Larson. And that's going to do it for this one. Next is issue 117. Adios.